Madison, good morning. Share with me today, what is your favorite Beach Boys song?
I'm a big fan of Help Me, Rhonda.
Help Me, Rhonda. Oh, that's a good one. I like that one too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you that might actually be one of my favorites too. But the one that leaps to mind for me when I ask myself what's my favorite song is Barbara Ann, which is
Oh, yes.
kind of similar to Help Me, Rhonda in that it's that, bouncy kind of upbeat thing. And it's not necessarily my favorite, but it's so ingrained in my brain. When I was in high school, there was a pom-pom squad that was having tryouts, and that was the song that they had to do their canned routine to in the tryouts. And so I heard that over and over and over every day after school, as they were practicing getting ready for their tryouts. So it's just maybe the most familiar Beach Boys
I
song.
love it. Because that's Pet Sounds, right? So there's like 40 people in the recording studio when they're recording that song.
Very, very
there are little like phrases that I say that are from that song in the background. And I don't think my husband knows where I get that from. And it's just like certain things that I just repeat that are just from whoever's yelling things in the background of that song.
Okay, that's good. Welcome, everyone. This is Absolute Trust Talk. I'm Kirsten Howe here with Madison Gunn, and you might have guessed that we're about to talk about Brian Wilson and his recent petition to be conserved. And we are estate planners. Some estate planners do conservatorships. We do not. But these cases keep rolling out that touch on estate planning, and they help illustrate some really important points. So we are going to talk about this case. If you are a follower of our show, you know that our last recording about this topic was the conservatorship petition filed by Jay Leno to gain conservatorship over his wife, Mavis. And these two cases are similar. Madison, you want to talk about Brian Wilson's case?
Yeah. So in Brian Wilson's case, his longtime wife just passed away, and she had been his healthcare agent under his power of attorney for healthcare or healthcare directive. And there was no backup named. He had no successor agent named. So he essentially has no advanced healthcare directive. So they're filing a conservatorship in order to get another healthcare directive put into place.
Okay. So similar to Jay Leno's case, in Jay Leno's case, there's no estate plan of any kind. There's no will, no trust, nothing. And he is filing a conservatorship petition in order to be able to create an estate plan, which presumably would include all of those things for his wife. In Brian Wilson's case, as far as we can tell, he has everything in place. It's just that his healthcare directive is effectively terminated because he didn't name enough backups. He didn't name any backups. He only named his wife on his healthcare directive.
So they're not filing for conservatorships like in the Britney Spears world to just have this ongoing conservatorship. They're doing it for a very specific purpose to establish an estate plan or a component of an estate plan.
Right. Okay. And there are two people who are together asking to be made his conservator, and they both are people who have had a long-standing business relationship with Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson is actually consenting to this petition, which could be important. The judge has to look at everything. What do you think the judge is going to be thinking about in deciding whether to grant this petition?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I don't think it's going to be an issue necessarily in granting the petition. I think the issue is going to be more so in terminating it. If they're, as long as nobody objects, and it sounds like from the petition, his several children all agree. It's definitely interesting that the children are not involved, but he does have a blended family, so we won't won't purport to know what's happened behind closed doors, especially in celebrity, and his history of mental illness, how that has worked. But the fact that he has, gone through a conservatorship before, had a history of being surrounded by the wrong people or being under the control of the wrong people, it'll be interesting to know if the court will eventually terminate its own oversight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's bringing up, long ago history, but he has had a long struggle. There was a point at which he was taken advantage of by, again, someone who was in his close inner circle as a professional. And that all resulted in a conservatorship over him, or perhaps his finances. I don't know the exact history. That was quite a while ago. And then he got married and things seemed to go a lot better for him. And so he's in this situation now because his wife passed away, and that's very unfortunate. But the lesson from our perspective, I'll let you deliver the zinger.
To have options on your estate planning documents. If you have a healthcare directive, have more than just your spouse named as, your healthcare agent. Name a couple of backup options.
Yeah, that's the thing I always say is you're probably going to name your spouse, and that's fine. You've got to have at least one backup. That's what I always say, at least one backup. You can have as many backups as you want. He's got 5 or 7 children. He could have put them all on there as backups. Maybe that's not a good choice in his family. We don't know. But
pick someone a generation below him.
Somebody. Yeah, he must know somebody. And so if he had an attorney create all of his existing estate plan, including a healthcare directive, for that attorney to update his healthcare directive or to add an extra backup on there is almost nothing. It's almost no work. It's almost no expense for Brian. This could have easily been taken care of. And now instead, they're doing a conservatorship. There will be a substitute judgment petition within the conservatorship, many thousands of dollars to get this very simple thing taken care of that he really could have taken care of in the first go round when he created the healthcare directive.
Yeah. That is such a simple fix. That, I mean, and he has a trust that already has, the same people named as trustees. So it's not even a financial issue. It's just medical decisions. And that could have easily been taken care of.
Yeah. So easily.
So easy. Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. We hate to see it, but it is a learning opportunity for our audience. We hope you get it. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to connecting with you next time.
Thank you for joining us today for another episode of Absolute Trust Talk Live. If you enjoyed listening in, then don't forget to subscribe. You can find us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you may listen by searching Absolute Trust Talk. While you're there, we would also love for you to leave us a review. And then why not share your favorite episodes with family, friends, or colleagues too? You can find all of our shows and corresponding show notes by visiting absolutetrustcounsel.com. You'll also find a variety of other free resources, including our ebooks, videos, blogs, presentations, and more. If you need help with your estate planning or administration, we also offer a free discovery call to help get the process started. You can find more information on booking your session by visiting absolutetrustcounsel.com/scheduling. Don't forget to keep an eye out for our next live episode. If you join us for the broadcast, you can submit questions during the show. But if not, don't worry. You can always get in touch with us by sending a quick message to info@absolutetrustcounsel.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you soon.